You know, agriculture is like you want to dance. Now the person you want to dance with is nature. Nature is principled. The reason why you can't have a baby in less than 9 months is the reason why if you're supposed to obey certain principle in agriculture and you fail, you're gonna burn your fingers. So to get that, to dance well with nature, for you to be profitable, you must first of all learn how to dance. You need someone that can hold your hands, that can show you this is how it is done.
Hi guys, you're welcome to the Junction Podcast powered by TAO, where we talk about anything and everything agriculture and how it affects our economy and us as individuals. I'm your host, the blackest girl in your neighborhood, Black Picker. And as usual, you know I'm never alone in the studio. And today I have another, should I say, a very strong guest in the house, because he's one, a producer, a processor, and he runs a brand. And it's none other than Mr. Nii Ogungbade. It's nice to have you.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Very well. And you?
I'm okay. I'm good. Okay, briefly tell us about yourself and your brand.
Right. My name is Nii Ogungbade. I'm the CEO of Time Sellers Limited. The brand Time Sellers Limited is an agri-tech company. What we do majorly is to produce commercial scale. We are into commercial production, primary production, then we process. We're into processing, then we consult. So it's like three in one. Yeah, that's what we do.
So it's okay to call you the Dogo of Agriculture.
Oh well, if you give me that title,
You take it.
well, if I don't have to pay.
No, you don't have to.
All right, it's okay.
So how long have you been into the agribusiness?
Okay, yeah. Personally, I'm the third generation commercial farmer.
Third generation?
Yes.
Okay.
And I formally and informally I'm trained in agriculture. Now, informally, I grew up on the farm. So I don't want to say like most people say that I've been farming from the womb.
No, actually.
But I commercially now 2004 I was gifted 25 acres of land in 2004. So since then I was doing like internship
Okay.
with my dad on the farm. But 2009 I resumed fully on my own commercial agriculture.
So what part of all the agribusiness, what part excites you the most?
The business. You see, yeah, the major problem we have in Nigeria about agriculture is that people don't see it as business. I mean, we cannot overemphasize that agriculture is business. We see it more like a hobby, whereas it is not. It is business. And because of my background, I've seen a lot agronomy, livestock production, and I spent some time in bank, majorly operations. So I work with two banks, so where I learned hands-on when it comes to operations and how your operations, your business operation can help your business, and I was able to transpose that into agriculture. So my what I love most, or what endears me most in agriculture is the business, being able to help people to run it as a business, to find their profitability at the end of the day. Again, I also like the part where we are able to build resilience. Okay, so without strong operations, without understanding that agriculture is business, there is no way we'll be able to do that.
Oh wow. I didn't know there was anything as agribusiness. I thought it was just business until I had to look up and said that, okay, it's the word agriculture and business brought together.
Yes.
So do you still go to the farm?
Of course. You can never be an absentee farmer. I met someone like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We were talking. So the last time the person spoke with me, I was in a bank. So when we finished talking, I introduced him to I invited him to see the farms.
Okay.
So he was surprised. He said, "What?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You don't look like."
No, you don't.
Okay. I think we need to bust that stereotype. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We need to.
Yeah.
Because farmers are rich. Farmers are supposed to be rich. Farmers are supposed to live good life. I mean, we are providing you with the basic need of life.
Yeah, true that.
Without us, I mean, you will pay anything to get our product. I mean, if you're not doing business that is hinged around necessity or addiction, you may not have the kind of money that farmers are supposed to have. Now, when I see the trend going the other side, I'm challenged. I say, no, it shouldn't be. And it is because we are not running it as a business. It is agribusiness, not merely agriculture.
Okay. So what crop do you produce? What crops do you
Okay.
produce and process?
Okay, over the years, we have been able to produce soybean, we have been able to produce maize,
Okay.
rice, ginger, turmeric, and recently cassava. We are trying to focus more on cassava and develop along the value chain. Now, for livestock, we had ranch sometime, then fish, but right now we are concentrating on poultry products. Yeah, we're building along the value chain.
Okay, in the agribusiness of excuse me, processing and producing, which is more challenging.
Producing,
Okay.
producing. Many people run away from production because the risk is high. The risk is high. Um, in every business, you have risk, inherent risk. But when it comes to agriculture, the risk is enormous. Let me take a little detour.
Okay.
Every time the Bible would refer to people or would refer to Christians, talking to them about how hard life may be and how they have to be resilient so that they can succeed. It talks about athletes, it talks about farmers, and it talks about soldiers. So you can compare those three when it comes to how hard it is to go into primary production. But one thing I need to say again quickly is that with adequate knowledge, primary production may not be as baleful as people think it is. Adequate knowledge, adequate mentoring, so to be fine. So to answer your question lightly, yes, primary production is quite risky, it's hard, while processing is sweet.
Oh, processing is sweet. Why is it sweet?
It's sweet because what the farmer is trying to cultivate, or what the farmer cultivated for over 6 months, 1 year, you receive it, you process it within 1 month,
Okay.
max. In fact, sometimes
Okay.
a week, you make your money. Meanwhile, the farmer that did it, that produced it, had to wait for like a year. But you turn your money over quickly.
Most immediately.
Yeah, and the risk is minimal.
So permit me to ask this question. What do you think about soilless farming?
Okay, yeah, soilless farming. We have hydroponics, we have aeroponics.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful. It's a wonder, really. We know that all that a crop requires is the nutrients, water, sunlight, and some love from the farmer. So if you can provide that,
Okay.
that is excellent. We with the high rate of rural-urban migration, it's like before soilless farming, we were thinking, oh, people are migrating from rural farm, and as such, the vigor in the rural community is reducing. But with soilless farming, the same food production that could have been going on in rural community can go on in the urban community because it is structured. It can stay. I mean, farming can stay within us in the urban settings. So it is beautiful. Then again, it gives you opportunity to control some metrics, like water, like pest infestation, like nutrients. You can be sure of what you are doing per time. I mean, if you know that you're supposed to have 10 grams of nitrogen in this particular plant, you can give it directly and you can be sure that the uptake is perfect.
I'm actually very curious.
All right.
The food produced from soilless farming, are they organic?
See, soilless farming gives you opportunity to control your measure, like I said.
Okay.
So it can be organic. What makes food organic is that things that you put inside they are not synthesized. They are not inorganic. So you can absolutely control that everything, this particular crop, everything I'm adding to it is organic. And in fact, it is easier to farm organically when you have soilless farm,
Okay.
especially greenhouses and co.
Okay. All the soilless questions actually deviated from my questions, but I was curious
Okay.
since you're in the business.
Yeah.
So now they said that, okay, what I researched said that soilless farming, the weather doesn't affect it. On a normal day, we're expecting tangerine in a particular time of the year, we're
Yeah.
expecting yam in a particular time of the year, but with
Yeah.
soilless farming, you can have it any time of the year.
Yes.
Is that safe? Because
It is.
that's how we knew it to be.
Okay, what is in the public space, or what you used to know,
Yeah, that's what we
is
know.
the barest minimum that God has given to us. God does not expect us that we'll be living on freebies. That is why He gave us bread. We can't continue to wait on weather to behave like this and to behave like that. I said somewhere that if I have phone number of Rain, I'll call in and say, Rain, please.
As I thought today.
No.
Eh.
Don't fall for 1 year. So that we'll think. Yeah. So that we'll think.
Okay.
If you're able to think, we'll bring out solutions.
I'm standing in the heat to finish it.
No, okay, maybe because apart from the heat,
Yes.
talking about farmers, we need to think outside the box. Now you were right that soilless farming, greenhouse, it's a way to cultivate food in a controlled environment.
Okay.
If you want it to be hot, you can make it hot.
Okay.
If you want water, you can supply water. You have to take charge of activities, what is going on there. So, now, what causes seasonality in production is the behavior of weather. For instance, there is an hormone called ethylene or ethylene. All these growth hormones that can help crops to fruit.
Okay.
No, they respond to activities, the movement of the climate, of the atmosphere or weather or anything. So but there's a way, if you can keep them in a controlled environment and induce this plant with these hormones, and it'll give you what you want. We are not expected to wait to still be living on gifts, freebies from nature.
Okay.
You're supposed to take charge and do something.
Now I understand that.
Yes.
So let's go back to the question.
All right.
Okay, so do you only process what you produce, or sometimes you have sources where you get it?
Okay, let me take our poultry farm for example.
Okay.
Before we're running from production to processing to sales. So now that exposes us to a lot of risk. So we now decided that we're going to stay in processing alone. I'm not running from risk actually. We can face it, but for now, let's adjust.
I get it.
But the truth is that we have invested so much in the processing. We have invested hundreds of millions.
Okay.
So now, to answer your question, we have people who are using our facility that are now supplying us the input, which is the live chicken, from our facility, then our pens. Then we have other people too from their own facility, so that are supplying us. Then we'll process for them. Okay, so let me quickly say that in agriculture is quite wide. So collaboration is very important. So what we are trying to do is to create like a hub where farmers, even if a farmer is producing just 100 chicken, and he has market, bring it, we'll process it for you, we'll brand it for you, give it to you, you sell, so that the farmer that was earning 10 naira before can start to earn 12 naira because he has added value.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Okay, so out of the agriculture, they will tell you motivation speakers would say just start. You want to do that business, just start. Is it applicable to agribusiness, or you have to really sit down, think, and write out these things before you start an agribusiness?
Okay.
We just have
I
to
think just start includes starting with seeking knowledge. I mentioned I said I'm trained formally and informally. I have three um, second degrees in agriculture. My first degree is in agriculture, so I had to search and learn and learn. After the formal, I have informal. I had to go to farm. My first sales was when I was 13 years old. When I cultivated one plot of pepper, and I
13
sold
years
it.
old.
Yes, and I sold it.
Okay.
So it's not child labor. It was choice. It was my.
No,
It's a family
person
thing.
actually.
Yeah, it's family thing.
Okay.
Right. So
I get it.
so you have to learn formally and informally. That is how to start. You don't start from raising money, going to the farm. No. You start by understanding people. Then when you are going to start, you start small. Don't just start. Your start should be seeking knowledge, looking for mentors. Agriculture is like you want to dance. Now the person you want to dance with is nature. Nature is principled. The reason why you can't have a baby in less than 9 months is the reason why if you're supposed to obey certain principle in agriculture and you fail, you're gonna burn your fingers. So to get that, to dance well with nature, for you to be profitable, you must first of all learn how to dance. You need someone that can hold your hands, that can show you this is how it is done. And yeah, I think I should stop there.
Okay, so I can't learn everything on the farm.
You can. But while you are learning, while you are there learning informally, seeing how things are done, there is a part that is academic. We can't throw that away. There is a part that is academic. There are certain things that will form the base of your knowledge. They are quite academic, a little, but the bulk of it is hands-on, seeing how things are done. Telling you, some of our parents, aged parents, the reservoir of knowledge they have in agriculture is rich. Though they may not understand the current scientific discoveries and all, but they still have this deep knowledge that they learned. They didn't go to school. That knowledge, you can't throw it away. We need to learn it. So we need to, glean on it.
So I didn't study agriculture in school, but I'm beginning to have interest in it because of my environment, I guess. So you think I really need to have that formal?
What did you study?
I studied theater art in school.
Theater art is in agriculture. Agriculture is the mother of all endeavors.
Oh wow!
If you we have some people we call extensionists.
Okay.
We need to demonstrate. We need to be able to demonstrate to local farmers how things are done. Sometimes, to get their attention, you have to behave like them. I think theater art has to do with communicate. What is theater art? Communicating what you have in your mind to people in a dramatic way.
Yes.
No mind.
Dance, to acting,
Good.
to speaking.
Yes, we do that too in agriculture. Yeah. So that's an entry point.
Okay. Say okay now, no problem.
But if what you are talking about is production,
Yeah.
yes, you have to first of all know a little bit formal. The reason why some things are behaving the way they are behaving.
Yeah.
Scientifically. Then get to the farm.
Okay. I know there are parts of agribusiness that excite you.
Yeah.
The same vein, I know you have challenges you face in agribusiness.
Yeah.
What are the challenges you face?
Oh.
There might be plenty, but you can give us some.
Okay. I mentioned that agriculture is quite risky. In the last 6 years, I've worked with quite a huge amount. I think it's huge of capital, and this capital were sourced from different sources: corporate organizations, friends and families, banks, crowdfunding.
Okay.
Now, agri can be very sweet when you are getting it right, but sometimes when you get it wrong once, it can erode all your good works before that time. Right. So I said that to say that in 2021, our harvest in 2021, we was poor, very very bad, because in 2020 there was this unprecedented drought.
Okay.
Now in 2020, 2020 was quite ambitious for us. You know, we did 1,000. You said?
Why was he ambitious? It was COVID year.
Yes. But because there's a particular video I did where I talked about the result of COVID. The result of COVID would have been hunger and famine, because people were not able to go to farm. But my team and I, we risk everything, and it was quite ambitious. I mean, it was obvious that farmers couldn't go out; they were scared. But we had to go out, mobilize people. We did our extension work, vigorously. Then we went into active production. We did 1,700 hectares of rice. We're supposed to do 2,500 hectares, but we had to stop at 1,700. When when at the end of the day, I saw the trend. Our farm was at Yewa South, Yewa North in Ogun State, of rice, 800 hectares of maize, 500 hectares of sesame. I mean, it was huge. And there was drought. We lost the farm. Thank God for some other farms that we had, where we fall back on. It was just for us to just stay afloat, because we lost a lot. It was catastrophic. Now, that is the part that most farmers may not want to come out to talk about, because it is quite scary. I have a lot of colleagues in the industry that they try to run away because of something like that. They ran away. We had a lot of tech guys that came into agriculture because they know agriculture is quite profitable. But when these things happened, people went back to their system, went back to their coding. But I am here. This is what I'm built for. I'm built for a time like this. And that is why I love to say that in agriculture, build resilience before you start running after profitability. Because the time will come that you will miss your step while you are dancing with nature. When you miss your step, what is most important is that you have to get up. You have to keep doing it. You don't go back. You have to stay there. And that is why I can't go anywhere. I'm back in the farm.
So now, this question, I think this one, I'm speaking on behalf of Nigerians.
Yeah.
Because there is this scarcity of tomatoes. It's very expensive at the moment. What's the cost? Is there any major problem that's causing that?
Okay, first of all, you asked the question about greenhouse, soilless farm.
Yeah.
Now, soilless farm, greenhouses, they are the ones that can really save us now. Well, they can save us 50%. Now, the reason why I said so is that we still rely on, okay, it's not only soilless farm now, irrigated farm.
Okay.
Irrigated farm, agric technology. Now, so we still rely on the movement of, okay, there is rain this period, there is no rain for us to produce. Mm-hmm. So what we are waiting for now is northern farmer to bring tomato, because they are trying to flow with nature. Well, they can save us 50%. Now, the reason why I said so is that we still rely on, okay, it's not only soilless farm now, irrigated farm.
Okay.
Irrigated farm, agric technology. Now, so we still rely on the movement of, okay, there is rain this period, there is no rain for us to produce. Mm-hmm. So what we are waiting for now is northern farmer to bring tomato, because they are trying to flow with nature when there is rain, when there is no rain. Mm. At this age and time, seasonality shouldn't be our problem in food production. We should be able to produce all year round. Okay, so after saying that, let me mention that our problem number one is that we are not engaging technology. For instance, irrigation. Again, controlled environment for production like greenhouses, soilless farm. Again, we are not engaging technology in the aspect of storage. You'll be surprised that right now we are complaining about shortage of tomato. In like 3 months' time, we'll have a lot and we'll waste it. We'll waste it. Now we need to work on our storage technology so that when we have excess, we store it. When there is a little, shortfall, we make it up. So those are the reasons. Then there's a particular disease, Absoluta. I'm trying to remember the first name, but they call it tomato Ebola.
Tomato Ebola.
Yes, that is
Ebola.
that is the nickname. That is the nickname because it affects tomato and it burns it. It finishes. If it's if there is an incident today, within weeks, the whole farm is gone. So yeah, and that is one of the main reasons why tomato is quite expensive.
So the disease is rampant right now.
Yes, and though there are two companies that came out that said they have the solution, but I don't think that solution has permeated down into the rural area where the main bulk of production is going on. And again, I should say that our extension services is not. We need a lot of extension services, people that can convey solutions, that can take it from the shelves of research and take it to where they are needed. If they have that solution, truly, I expect or I hope that they will take that information down to the rural area where we have bulk of the challenges.
Okay, so with all you've said now, what makes a successful agribusiness?
Okay, an agribusiness is successful if, permit me to sound the way I want to sound. Now, an agribusiness is successful if the business is able to deliver on its promises to its partners or stakeholders. The business is able to build and grow equity for the directors or the owners. Then the business is able to grow shareholders fund. So as far as I'm concerned, that is success. Now, I'm not saying that a business that starts now, that start this year or 10 or 5 years ago, that is not posting profit, is not successful. There are a lot of metrics, a lot of things that we can look at. Remember I said, if the business is able to deliver its promise to the stakeholders, sometimes your promise can be year 1, our loss is this. Year 2, our loss is this. Year 3, we are breaking even. Year 4, our profit is marginal. Year 5, we are able to deliver. Yes. Yes. So I'm not particularly saying that you must you go there, you bring in a lot of money. So there are promises that we need to meet. Once you're able to meet those promises, the business is on the.
So what are your opinion on the sustainability of agriculture?
Now, agriculture has to be sustainable, or else, if we use up all our resources now, we'll starve later. And reason why we cannot rely on the gift that God has given to us only. We need to build on it. We need to use it in such a way that the generation coming can have something to use. Then again, we need to be able to plan, not only to there's something called intensification. Intensification is making more, generating more out of the same plot you are working on. For instance, you are making 1 ton out of 1 hectare. Now, meanwhile, what we need is 10 tons. Instead of opening 10 hectares to make 10 tons, that 1 hectare we intensify, we do more, we enrich it, we optimize it, so that 1 hectare we'll try to let it give us 10 tons. So these are the things that we need to do, or else we'll degrade the environment, and at the end of the day we'll go starving. Again, looking at sustainability in terms of going concern for the business. Now we're trying to get young people to come into agriculture. young people, they are not like our fathers that would say, "Oh, we didn't make money this year, no problem. We didn't make money next year,
They're
10 years,
looking for-
20 years.
looking for quick money.
We need money
Exactly.
now for sustainability, for us to be able to go transgenerational, like mine. Like I said, I'm the third generation. Now, I'm not. I am not saying that the previous generations they made a lot of money,
Money, yeah.
but they were able to pass down some knowledge and some prospect to me. Now we must be able to pass down such. We must be able to prove to young people that after this generation, the next generation coming, if you do it better than we do it, you are going to be better than us. But before we do that, we ourselves or the generation now, we must appear, we must be better, we must make money. It has to be profitable. Now, if it is not profitable, we'll leave it for everybody. If it is not profitable, we'll leave it for people in the rural area. And unfortunately, rural area people today are also doing Okada now. They are not.
But, like, I
They
had
want
a talk
daily
with some
income.
young people about agriculture and what they thought about farming and everything, and they kept saying that it's for the old and the poor people, that it's stressful. You just took the felt like you knew the question I was going to ask after you brought in the young people. So I was like, that's why I said exactly. So what can be done to make these young people actually get interested in agriculture, because they feel more, I think, stressful, and it's for poor people. There's no money. Like the picture, a farmer in the farm wearing very tattered clothes. But I feel that farming has left farm.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. Agriculture is no longer on the farm. It's broad, like you
Yeah.
said. So what can be done to drag people like us back to agriculture?
Okay, so the first thing is that we must demonstrate to you, we that we are here, must
Yeah.
demonstrate to you that it is cool, it is profitable. We must demonstrate to you that though it is risky, we can mitigate risk. We must be able to demonstrate to you that, okay, if I was going to answer that, if I was going to respond to that young person, I would say you say it is stressful, it consumes energy. That is the reason why we that we are full of energy now,
Yeah.
we should be there. Because if those old men are still there,
Exactly.
their performance is dropping and we can feel it. Performance is dropping and we can feel it. So young people, we need the vigor of young people in that place to drive food production. Now, for us to entice them, we need to mirror the goodness. I tell you, if you get primary production right, very well, in a year, primary production, for instance, cassava. Okay, let's if you do rice properly, you can make about 250% returns in a year. All things at standard temperature and pressure, you make up to 250%. We that we are there,
Yeah.
we have the onus to ensure that we do it right, and that potential, becomes reality, so that others can say, "Oh, this guy is not doing badly. I think I should join him."
Okay.
Then again, we need to let them see that it's either we do it or we starve.
True.
It's either we do
True.
it. Now everybody's complaining, "Oh, the price of this is high.
Insecurity and all
It's
that.
high." It is high because we are not flooding the market with enough supply.
Okay.
Let's flood it and let's allow demand and supply to do its work.
Okay, with the plenty food wahala, high cost food insecurity, and all, what can the government actually do to help agriculture? Because agriculture is obviously the way forward to food security.
Yes.
So what can the government actually do to help?
Okay, I believe the government, so over the years, have been doing things, trying to push funds to agri,
Okay.
But I want to talk about two things. Number one, I think the government should encourage more extension workers. If they are not doing it directly, they should encourage startups that are into extension services. Encourage them, finance them. It is not only primary production or any other this thing that needs funding. These guys, they are going to the unknown, unreached places, and they are taking the news, of how food production can increase. Support them. Number one. Number two, we should relocate the command center for food production from Abuja to local governments. We need to empower local governments. Now, from Abuja, you really cannot tell where the fund you are pushing is getting to. But in local government, the local government knows which water, which river is good for irrigation. In local government, there is a record. If they don't have it, they can easily do it. They are closer to the people. They know which river is good for irrigation. They know which land is fertile. They know people who are farmers. Many times when they push funds from Abuja, it ends up in the hands of people that are not farmers. But local government, let's have local government building database. People, this farmer, we have 100 farmers, each of them is doing 1 hectare. That is 100 hectares. I mean, verify data. But if we don't move the command center to the local government, we'll just be going around. The efforts won't trickle down, and it has to.
So before we let you go, one last question.
Right.
I'm a young person, there's several young people that are watching the podcast that want to get into agribusiness. 2 things you should consider before going into agribusiness.
Okay, are you patient? Are you resilient? You have to be patient. You have to be resilient. Because after everything, I have this knowledge, I've been trained, I have the funds, you have to be patient. And most likely in your journey, you will lose money. Yeah. Yes, you will. But for the risk to be minimal, for the loss to be minimal, again, you need a mentor. Okay, I've increased it to 3 now.
Okay,
I should dash you 1 extra. All right. Okay, so you have to be resilient. You have to be patient. Agriculture is not quick fix to. I want to quickly raise money. I want to buy Bugatti. No, it takes time. But over the time, by the time you grow, you build enough buffer that even if there's any little itch you can cover, then you grow big.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Like you heard from Mr. Nini Ogubade, we have to be patient though, because we young folks are looking for quick money, not in agribusiness. You have to be patient. You know how we do it. I'm your host, the blackest girl in your neighborhood, and it's about time we left the studio. So tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. And I'll see you next episode. Take care.